This is Late Night Health. This is the radio show that cares about the most important part of your life, your health. During the next 2 hours, we're going to take a look at some topics that touch each and every one of us, whether personally within our family or in the community at large. During hour number 2, we'll be talking about metastatic breast cancer. We'll also be taking a look at morning sickness with country music star Jana Kramer and her gynecologist, actually, or OB-GYN. She's about to have a baby, Jay Goldberg from Beverly Hills. During this first hour, of course, as every week, we will have Robert Clancy from the Mindset Reset TV show, and Rich Sagal, the co-founder and president of Needy Meds, will be talking to us about formularies. We're going to begin right now with somebody I've done a little bit of work with, and I consider her a friend because she's very friendly and very nice. Her name is Gina Ireland, the Ireland Family Foundation's liaison to extraordinary ventures and extraordinary people. Is a wonderful documentary on autism and how adults with autism can work and be productive and have great, happy lives. Gina, welcome to Late Night Health.
Thank you so much for having me.
You actually have autism, an autistic brother. Is that how you? I do. And is that how you got involved?
Yeah, my brother Vinny is an adult with autism, and diagnosed when I was a child. So my whole life, I've been involved in different aspects of the autism community, and most recently working with Extraordinary Ventures and helping to distribute the documentary Extraordinary People that tells the story of 6 different individuals with autism and their experience living and working in the community.
We all have a purpose in life, and I think for years the health industry, if you will, medical science said, people with autism, people with other challenges, neurological challenges, they don't need to work. That's not correct. They need that purpose in life just like we do, right?
Definitely. The old way of thinking was that, these individuals couldn't have a job and couldn't be out in the community. But, that is really changing, and we're so happy that's changing. If you have a job and you have a purpose, we've noticed that, for any of us, overall wellness improves. Your life is better. You have a great life. You're excited to get up every day. You have a social outlet. You feel productive in society, and these are all things that everybody deserves, and so we want to create opportunities for everyone to be able to pursue this.
In watching Extraordinary People, which, by the way, if you have the opportunity to see it, we'll give a website so that you can see when it's being premiered in your neighborhood, your area. And are you going to have it online? Is it online available?
Yeah, it's not available right now online. Excuse me, but in 2019 we are going to start hosting it on our website. Right now we're in the rollout phase where we're going to different communities across the U.S. And screening the film. So right now I'm in North Carolina screening the film. Coming up we have D.C. and Boston screenings, and then a few others before the new year.
Got it. And we'll when we're here in when you're here in L.A. With another screening, I'd love to come and see it. I have to tell you, it's an extraordinary documentary. It makes you sit up. You're welcome. It makes you sit up and think. It really is, and it's short. It's just about 30 minutes, if I remember correctly.
That's correct. Yeah, it's 30. It's just right over 30 minutes.
And a lot of documentaries are 2.5 hours, and this gets right to the crux. It showcases 6 people that live and lead very productive lives and provide a valuable service within the community. Now, the event of the film takes place in North Carolina, but I think the idea would be, hey, you can do this any place in the country. Let's do it, right?
Exactly, yes. So we founded Extraordinary Ventures in North Carolina a number of years ago, and it's a 501c3 nonprofit that has a number of self-sustaining businesses underneath of it. So the businesses are an event space that you can rent for things like weddings or conferences, that kind of thing. An office solutions business, so they put together mailings and those kinds of things for different businesses. We have a bus cleaning service, so they clean the Chapel Hill City bus, a pet walking business, and a gifts business that, they create things like candles and lip balms and those kinds of things. So,
What about you have the greeting card, the art?
Yeah. So that's under the gifts business. So I encourage everybody to take a look online. Ewan, one of the individuals featured in the documentary, is quite an artist, and so he has designed these acrylic paintings that have been turned into jewelry. So there's bracelets and necklaces and those kinds of things that are really pretty. And actually, we're having an event over at Extraordinary Ventures on Thursday, is showcasing his artwork to the community.
Wow, I think that's terrific. And the whole thing is that Extraordinary Ventures has to make money so that you can keep the doors open, right?
Exactly, yeah. Although the umbrella organization is a 501c3, so a nonprofit, each business generates revenue. So each business is a real business with, real business decisions about how to improve revenue, how to keep costs down, how to be more efficient. So that is kind of our way to think about this model, as opposed to having, which can be wonderful, job training programs and different things that are just nonprofits. We've created some real businesses.
Taking a look at adults with autism in general, according to your reports, 86% of them are unemployed. That's incredible, because there is a lot of people with autism in our society.
Yeah, most recently the CDC just reported 1 out of every 59 8-year-olds is on the spectrum, which is up from 1 in 68, which was their last number. So we're seeing the prevalence of adults with autism double really within the next 14 years, given, this population aging. And like you mentioned, the rates of unemployment and underemployment is staggering. And so we're hoping to generate conversations in communities across the United States about what it means to create more neurodiversity within the workplace and create more job opportunities for this population.
The term neurodiversity took me aback because I had to think about that. But you're right. Autism is a brain situation. I'm not even going to call it a problem. I've met people with autism. They're very happy, just like most people, right? I mean,
exactly.
Happy, sad. They have the same feelings and emotions that we all do.
Definitely. And, disability is part of the human experience. And, if we talk about any kind of diversity, we need to talk about neurodiversity, and we need to be more accepting of people, excuse me, that have different experiences and that experience the world in different ways.
A few years ago, and I mentioned this to you before we started our recording, in learning more about autism and what's known as the autistic spectrum, and that even may be a term that's outused right now, but I think almost everybody's on that spectrum. We all have our little idiosyncrasies. How do you feel about that?
Everybody, we all have our strengths and weaknesses, and so when you look at, any employment situation or any social situation or just anybody out in the community, we all are different, and this is just another difference. And so, being a little more understanding of people's differences and learning about people's differences, I think is so important and is what makes life so rich.
One of my favorite TV shows is The Big Bang Theory. And
great show.
Great show, right? And if Sheldon doesn't have some kind of neuro something, right? And look at him.
For sure.
And he's got 2 doctorates, masters and bachelors and all that. Very smart person. Many people. Yeah,
I know. And we're seeing on television and in film and everything more depictions of people who are different in these kinds of ways. And I think that is so wonderful, because the more people in the broader community learn about these populations, the better.
Absolutely. It makes for a much better, country, community, and world. Our guest is Gina Ireland from the Ireland Family Foundation. She is the liaison to Extraordinary Ventures and the film Extraordinary People. She's also at Cardinal Blue Consulting, we'll give you a little plug there, who's helping to distribute the film throughout the country. We're going to take some time out. When we come back, we'll continue our conversation with Gina Ireland. I'm Mark Allen, along with the insane Daryl Wayne. Don't go away. More coming up.
Welcome to Guide to the Soul. This is Robert Clancy. Peace of mind is a beautiful thing, but peace of heart allows you to see the beauty in everything. When you take pause for the little moments of life, you will truly see how beautiful it is. Fill your soul with every one of these little moments and enjoy the peace and grace you discover there. This could be as simple as a child's smile or the sun rising over the horizon you experienced this morning. True peace isn't some unattainable ideal. It's the divine light that beckons us all back to the loving arms of our Creator.
For more inspiration from Robert Clancy, visit GuideToTheSoul.com or go to the Moments with Robert page on LateNightHealth.com.
The stigma around mental health disorders and suicide is still very strong in our culture. It's an uncomfortable topic for many of us, and yet it's something we can't afford to ignore, according to Dan Shuck, the author of A Glass Half Empty or Half Full, a children's book for grown-ups. Last month, the CDC released a study that reports suicide rates went up more than 30% in half the states since 1999. A Glass Half Empty or Half Full, a children's book for grown-ups, takes a new approach to addressing mental illness. The book playfully explores pessimism versus optimism to find balance, manage stress, and enjoy life. The book uses humor to provide an opportunity to determine the fullness of our own glass and how to apply it to our daily lives. Donations from the proceeds of the book will be made to a Glass Half Question fundraising campaign for the Brain and Behavior Research Foundation. A Glass Half Empty or Half Full, a children's book for grown-ups, is available from Amazon.com, Kindle, and Barnes & Noble. For more information, visit www.glasshalfquestion.com.